All right, we're going to define some variables in code and use some functions that control those variables. And so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and write our pseudocode. And so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to start a motor. Let's say for 2 seconds. Then stop the motor for 2 seconds. Then, well, let's put a period, and let's say continue the pattern 3 times. And so we want our motor to start and stop, that's 1, start and stop again, that's 2, start and stop again, that's 3. And so that's what we're going to have our program do. So to do that, we're going to have to define a few variables. And so our first variable is going to be an integer. And so our integer is going to be something that we define. So the variable is going to be an integer variable, a number. Is going to be motor count is what we're going to call it. It could be whatever you define it. So I'm defining it as motor count. Alright. We're going to give the variable now a value. And so our motor count is going to be equal to 0. So what that means, int means integer, motor count is the variable. We're going to define the variable motor count is equal to 0, and then we're going to put in a while loop. So while motor count is less than 3, this is what I want you to do. And in this case, it is run this program, which is going to be start motor. Let's make it right motor. And let's put it at 3/4 power, or power setting of 95. Then we're going to wait 2. Then we're going to stop motor, right motor. Then again we're going to put in a wait of 2 in. Now down here we have to actually define our variable. So here's our variable again. We actually defined it up there. We're going to tell what it means now. So motor count equals motor count plus 1. So what that's going to do is it's going to run this program as long as motor count is less than 3. When it gets to the end of it, it's going to count 1. As soon as it runs 3 times, it's going to stop the program. And so I need another curly bracket here to close off that. So let's go through and do our line-by-line comments on what each thing means. And so this is defining the variable as an integer. The next line-by-line comment defines the integer value at 0 The next thing says is while the integer value is less than 3, run the program. This one starts the right motor at 3/4 power. Waits 2 seconds. Stops the right motor. Waits 2 seconds, and then lastly adds 1 to the motor count variable. Alright, so we'll go ahead and compile our program. Looks like I have one thing that is incorrect. Oh, capitalized motor there, shouldn't do that. Compile the program again, gets rid of that yellow for me, download it to the robot. Start it. My motor runs for 2 seconds, stops for 2 seconds. So there's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and the program stops. So it works.